Very, very good.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Future Finds. Before we get started with what I have today, I want to give a special shout out to Superman and Action Comics. This is Action Comics issue number 1000. Action Comics began in 1938 by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster. They started Action Comics and Superman. Without Action Comics and Superman, there would probably be no other superheroes quite like him. He is the granddaddy of them all. Most of the superheroes today have got their inspiration from this man right here. And to reach the milestone of 1,000 issues, it's the first time any comic book has ever reached issue number 1000, and Superman is the first one to do it. Detective Comics is right behind at about 980, I think. But just wanted to give a special shout out to Superman and Action Comics. Way to go. Issue number 1000. It's a very, very amazing feat for any comic to do. Action Comics 1000. Just it has nothing to do with Back to the Future, but I wanted to give a special shout out to Action Comics and issue number 1000. Way to go. Way to go. Congratulations to Action Comics. Alright, so this video is going to be about Monopoly. Back to the Future Monopoly. Before I show you the actual game, I want to read you just a quick history from my notes about Monopoly. I'm sure most of you have already played Monopoly, and even if you haven't played it, I know you've probably seen it being played before. Hopefully, if you haven't never played Monopoly, you will get a chance very soon to play Monopoly. Monopoly started, it's derived from the Landlord's Game, which was created by Elizabeth Magie in the United States in 1903 as a way to demonstrate that an economy which rewards wealth creation is better than one in which monopolists work under few constraints. I'm just reading from my notes here, so forgive me. And to promote the economic theories of Henry George, and in particular his ideas about taxation. It was first published by Parker Brothers in 1935, and the game is named after the economic concept of monopoly, the domination of a market by a single entity. It's owned and produced by the American game and toy company Hasbro. There has been some spin-offs to the game. Let me just quickly find those. There's been many spin-offs. They're not in addition to the original Monopoly game. They're meant to be played as its own separate game. So these are just spin-offs. Advance to Boardwalk, Don't Go to Jail, Monopoly Express, Express Monopoly, Free Parking, Monopoly the Card Game, Monopoly City, Monopoly Deal, Monopoly Junior, Monopoly Town, and the Mad Magazine game. The Mad Magazine game is kind of like Monopoly, except the rules are reversed. So in other words, whereas the traditional Monopoly, the one with the most money wins, the Mad Magazine game, the one with the least amount of money wins. The goals and directions are opposite of those of Monopoly. So the object is for the players to lose all of their money, not to get the most. So without further ado, here is Monopoly Back to the Future. This is what the lid looks like. Let's see if I can make this light down a little bit more so there's not such a reflection. And it looks just like a plutonium chamber from the first movie, Back to the Future. So that was the lid. Here is the inside of the box, what it looks like. Has slots and areas for the pieces of the game. This is the back of the box, what the back of the box looks like. It just basically shows what the layout looks like if you were to play the game. And I'm trying to see around this so I can make sure it's getting on camera. Here are the instructions. It's basically an 8-page fold-out sheet. It folds up and it folds back out. It's an 8-page sheet, front and back, for the rules of Monopoly, Back to the Future Monopoly. They're pretty much the same as regular Monopoly. Only thing that's different is the board, what it looks like, the tokens, and the cards. Okay, these are the package. I haven't even opened these up. So this is future and past. So that's what future would look like, and the past would be, let me see. I take it that's the front of the car. I can't even hardly tell. The front of the car, past would be the back of the car. And what these are, this is chance and community chest. So future would be either chance or community chest, and past would be the other one. All right, so this is the board. This actually, let me show you this real quick. This is what it looks like as you see it when you open up the box for the first time. So you have to unfold it. It used to be where they came like looking like this, and you would just unfold it one time. But now they're starting to make them where you have to unfold them, and it's into 4 pieces rather than your standard 2. So this is what the board looks like. I made another short video where I go around all of these lands, all of these squares, and I'll put that up and include it in this video right now. So here is all of the squares in the Back to the Future Monopoly game, and I'm just going to start from go. So time train would be where the railroads would be in the original Monopoly game. By the way, the car repair would be the tax, 10% tax. Past is one of the chance or treasure chest cards. Mr. Fusion is the electric company, or the water company, one of the two. I think it's the electric company. Biff's car, and that's the railroad. Past and future cards are like chance and the treasure chest. Community chest, that's what it is. Skateboard is the railroad. The colors are the same. The colors for each color group. Oh, by the way, the flux capacitor, that's Waterworks. Hoverboard is another railroad. And there's Park Place and Monopoly. And that's the center of the board right there. All right, so we are back. So this is the board. All right, so if you played Monopoly before, you know you have the houses and then you have the hotels. So here in this Back to the Future game, let me make sure that I'm saying this right. Instead of houses, you're going to have plutonium rods, and instead of hotels, they're going to be plutonium cases. So the house, the smaller one, is going to be the plutonium case. The big one, the hotel, is going to be the plutonium case. Hope I said that right. House, plutonium rods. Hotel, plutonium case. So that's one thing that's different about this. There's one other thing that was different. Okay. The Mr. Fusion and Flux Capacitor. The Mr. Fusion and Flux Capacitor, that's your utilities. You know, as the regular Monopoly, you would have the water and the electricity. With this Back to the Future, you're going to have Mr. Fusion and Flux Capacitor. All right, so moving right along. Here are your houses and hotels for the game, along with the dice. See, this is the funny thing. If you're going to make the houses a plutonium rod, make it a plutonium rod and not a house. If you're going to make the hotel a plutonium case, make it a plutonium case and not a hotel. And these really are houses and hotels. So this is, I mean, in your instructions, you say that the houses are the plutonium case. Then make these a plutonium rods. I'm getting myself confused. If the houses are supposed to be plutonium rods, make a plutonium rod, not a house. If the hotels are supposed to be plutonium cases, make them into a case and not a hotel. That's my only beef with that. The money, here's the money, what the money looks like. That's the one, and it sort of looks like the time circuits. All right, last but not least, well, I guess it would be least too, are the tokens. So here are the tokens. Again, I haven't even opened up any of this except for opening the box. I haven't opened up any of these little packages. All right, so what these are is you have a cowboy hat. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 tokens. You have a cowboy hat, the Nike boot, Nike shoe, Einstein, the clock tower, the DeLorean, and the hoverboard. My least favorite pieces in these is the cowboy hat and the Nike boot, Nike shoe, whatever you want to call it. So my least favorite of these two is the hat and the Nike shoe. I would have liked to have seen a flux capacitor and what was the other one? You would figure that they would make a flux capacitor and put it in here, but they didn't. They put a cowboy hat and a Nike shoe. Oh, I can't think of the other one. There was a flux capacitor and something else I would have liked to have seen. Oh, the time train. So that's 2 tokens that I would have liked to have had in here instead of a cowboy hat and a Nike shoe. I would like to have seen flux capacitor and a time train. That would have been awesome. I would have probably bought 2 sets, 2 Monopolies just to get those tokens. Not really. You can just go on eBay and buy these. So that is it. That is all for Monopoly Back to the Future. I hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe to the video right down here below. Comment and let me know what you think. and tell all your friends about future finds. Like and subscribe to my channel. And remember, your collection is whatever you make it. So make it a good one. All of you. Thank you. Have a good day.